Oh, man. Okay. This is the Williamson County Board of Commissioners meeting. It's July the 27th, 2022, 10 a.m. Roll call, please.
Jim Marlowe.
Present.
Brent Gentry.
Present.
Tim Atkinson.
Under old business, we have the certification of election judges. Mandy, you want to explain what this is?
Every 2 years, each party nominates their judges for the following 2-year term. It coincides with the election of the new precinct commitment. Because this election was pushed back, it's been done a little bit differently. This list has just been nominated by the chairman of each party. So basically they sign off on the list and then you guys sign and then it goes over to actually the judges. I have to have a hearing to see if anybody wants to remove a name or anything.
I have any questions? I'll make a motion that that we approve the certification of the election judges. Second.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Brent Gentry. Tim Atkinson.
Yeah. Is there any other old business before we move on? No. We move on to new business. Under new business, we have the contract for Rick Markey as our assistant state's attorney. We have the approval of Brandon Donati in order to do this. This is a simple contract that lists the conditions, the scope and duties. And basically, his fee will be, I believe it's $40,000. And this is a contract starting, I believe it was, let's see, first of June. Yeah. Until June 1st, 2022, until December. November 30th.
We're going over 30. Oh, we're going up there our year.
Yeah, November 30th of fiscal. And are there any questions concerning this?
Well, I think two things you need to point out is this money is money that's already been allocated to the state attorney's office. So this isn't money we're taking from the general fund. It's, it's already allocated for people that have left, that were employed that left before we're using. So I think it's important to look at that. Not something we're working on the side. This is per Brandon Donati.
Well,
he had figured out how to pay for it. So, correct.
that was one of the things, and that was because last time I brought up, we could pay him out contingency as well. So
Brendan's had 3 attorneys leave this year.
Yeah.
so he's got quite a bit of
So
money.
he should have quite a bit of money. And we need to talk with the new state's attorney.
Let her get her feet on the ground and we'll talk to her about it.
Right, and that she understands that this 40,000 is coming up.
Okay. All right then.
That's the way I thought it was.
Yeah, that's
when we started talking about having.
That's right. You're right.
Right.
And this is really a very simple contract. I mean, I'm not the attorney, but this is
It's
very
basic.
simple.
Yeah, he wrote very basic.
It's even for us to understand,
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to go ahead and accept the contract. That Barkey, attorney's client, the contract.
Okay. I'll second.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Brent Gentry.
Yeah.
Tim Atkinson.
In regards to that, like for housekeeping, is the state's attorney the one that's going to sign the claim, or you guys? since he's doing the work pertaining to the, I just
She,
want to make sure who we
How-
get the right claim from and who we,
she would have to sign the claim
Yeah.
because it's coming out of her
From the
payroll.
funds.
so you've identified you wanted to come out of that ASA payroll line. item.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Even though it's going to be a 1099.
Yes.
That's the only one.
That,
Well,
I think we can
that's the
still,
way
I think
it
it's
was.
still work. Let me double check and make sure that that doesn't, like,
We may have to clean up that payroll. We may have to move that money out of our payroll line item. 'Cause
yeah, and that
Put it
becomes,
in,
That becomes here.
yeah, but I don't know who has to initiate, that's where we go. We're
Right. So let's be in discussion with you
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
so if the ASA is paying the regular pay every week, they have to sign off every 2 weeks. They sign off, send it to you, correct?
Yeah, but this is a
This is an animal.
This is a independent contractor,
Independent.
1099.
Right.
And technically, the way that statute reads on the appropriations, and let me read to clarify that is, does the state's attorney need to request to move that? Do you guys have the right to move that because of the change in personnel structure? I mean, that I don't
We
know.
gotta get that figured out.
I think, well, sick now, but I think supposed to go out to lunch with her and he's gonna try to explain it all to her, but obviously not now.
Yeah.
I'm not going with him anywhere, so then they, probably next week that all,
Yeah, so then,
yeah.
Worst case scenario, we take it out of contingency.
okay.
That's fine.
Now, can you, let me ask you a question, take out contingency and they get all figured out, let's say next week or week after.
If
Can
you
we pay
move-
back into,
If you choose, if everybody's in agreement, however this is supposed to do it, you do the appropriations, like that's gonna have a resolution. That's part of that statute. But if you do the resolution, everybody agrees to it, I can move it from that payroll line item over into contingency to make that whole. So there wouldn't be a delay in payment while it all gets figured out, as long as everybody is on the same page. You just don't want to
Right.
pull something
no,
on.
but you can do that, okay?
Yeah.
The only reason
As long
why.
as it's all within the general fund budget, yes, I can't like take it from a standalone account and kind of do that, but I can, yeah. that part.
That's, okay.
She can't use that money for anything other than payroll in her budget.
Right, but
It has to be used for payroll.
She could.
so-
increase everybody's pay.
She could
That's
increase.
not-
That's true.
I don't see that either.
Which is why we want to take it out of that account.
Not saying that's gonna be done.
The only reason why I'm leery of the contingency, because we got to deal with Benny the other day asking for
$57,000. $75,000 for. fuel.
$75,000 more for fuel. And then every single year, there's these pop-ups at the end of the year that come up, you know, and
Right.
somebody's overpaid, you know, or-
And I think Travis is 125,000 short on fuel or something like that. I mean, that won't come from that, but it just,
But
but it's hitting everybody in the county.
we did put as much as usual, and I hate to just tap into contingency, not knowing what the end of the year is going to be.
Well, I also haven't moved any of the salary. So it's-
Well, they've not hired anybody.
Well, I mean, technically the contracts have been approved, but I'm watching the money as it goes, because there's no sense in moving all of that for those amount of employees that may or may not be there. There's a few offices that, I mean, that pertains to, so I'm
6
just,
months of Lisa is again contingency.
Yeah.
right. So I'm gonna have to move that eventually, but I'm watching it as it goes
Right.
down, then I'll start moving stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind
You're not
of
gonna
do
move
it
it
just
all
in
at
time, I'm not doing it all at once.
Okay.
I mean, there's nothing that says I have to, so.
Now, you'll be able to catch him up since starting June 1st.
Whatever he gives you, I mean, as a bill, then we'll pay it, just like what the one I'm gonna present to you for Hampson for ARPA, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
He'll give you a bill, laid out with all of his hours and time and everything else. She signs off on it and puts that together.
All right.
I just need to make sure
Okay.
the right
I
claim
don't-
number. and the
I
right
don't think
account.
he'll starve for now, but I think, but once you get your feet planted, maybe next week, he can figure it all
Yeah,
out.
whatever it works.
Yeah.
Once he comes out of the camper. He's in the camper again, so.
All right, then, well, moving on, new business, I guess, let's go ahead and start talking about our applicants.
We all like, Tim, you had a number the other day, I know it was
Well,
blown out, I know it's a blown out number because it won't be all full, but let's try to figure this right quick, let's make sure we all agree on this, because I personally believe that we need to start read this stuff so we can get, we know where we're at. We went through Lake of Egypt, 100,000, correct?
100 grand for Lake of
We all agreed on that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Colt, let's see. Johnson City Water Tower. I had 200, is that correct?
Let me find.
We never really said, we talked about, 300.
Okay.
We said 300, I think, on a lot of.
I don't know, I had 200, we had Pittsburgh at 239. Did we agree on that one?
Pittsburgh for two.
I had 239, I don't know, right, 239 decided.
That sounds like that was the first one.
Yeah.
Hey, that was,
They're asking originally 290,000. Now they're asking, 932,000.
Well, no, 300?
They said they would take whatever they could get. So,
Pittsburgh, they asked for 932,350.
yeah,
And they said that if we gave them, say we gave them 300 grand, then they would do about 30% of that project.
Good with that.
Okay.
400,000. Let's see who else we had come in.
okay, all right, so, let me back up.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused which ones. Okay, first one was, Lake of Egypt, right?
Yeah.
Lake of Egypt for 100,000.
Yeah, and I'm just going by what it came in, so I'm just
Okay.
reading, yeah.
Then we said Johnson City,
Johnson City was 300.
300,000. Then we said Pittsburgh, 300,000.
Johnson City. We just have to make sure that how they're going to use those funds. Okay, some of that I think they had federal funds.
Yeah. He said he's working on.
Well, that'll come, we'll find that out when we get to the
I'm just
grant part.
reminding everybody.
Right.
Right,
Okay.
that's right.
Then we had CASA
Yep.
for 57.5.
Remember they talked about, she said full transparency, they got some money in. You know, that could be blessed, but you'll think, you wanted to round up 50 or? Remember they said they got some money in? They said full disclosure, when you get some money in, we want.
Was that CASA? Was that
What they call it?
Child
child advocacy?
Okay, so let's do
I'm for the 57.5.
57.5. So,
Okay,
so,
then Heron,
well, yeah, she came on the
Is
screen.
it child advocacy or CASA?
CASA's
CASA
57.
57.5.
Okay.
CASA was-
Heron, water line replacement in 2 places at the airport, 162,200.
Aaron was 162, 200.
Yeah,
That was one they were talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Then we had Spiller Town.
I had 262, but can't tell you if that's right or wrong.
Yeah,
262 is what I
262.
had for that would replace the lift stations.
Numbers go down here, I can't.
Go borrow my glasses.
My
North
buddy-
37 Highway, they were asking 235.8.
Who's it now?
North 37 Highway for telemetry and meters,
Yeah, what was theirs? What was theirs?
235,800.
Or no,
I talked to Brad, I don't know, did they ever give us a number what that was in the water?
well, what they said
Like it or
was
not,
$523,440.
it would take
They would take whatever we could give.
300. kind of like Christmas. But,
House of Hope, 50,000. Oh, wait, is that what?
They had requested 75.
Yeah, 75. I was looking, they served over 50,000 meals. That's what I was looking.
Yeah,
Requesting 75,000, not 75.
75.
75 it is.
Let me ask this. Okay, well, okay, that's what they requested. to give them.
Did I hear them right? I think this is right. One time they said 200,000 meals a year, they bumped it to 400,000 during the pandemic. That's what I had written
They had-
down, 400,000?
400,000 meals served through COVID.
Okay.
Right.
I
Because they went-
think I dreamed that, but that's.
Yeah, they went, I think they went to 3 meals a day plus 6 days a week.
Celebrations, you know.
Guys, I can't find a way that we can give them money.
they're all over the board.
These, actually, the celebrations, we were, I told you were gone today, but anyway, they're wanting to, what's the best way to describe it? Kind of branch out down there, basically, not really structure, it's kind of more building type deal. I just don't see it qualify.
I can't find
I mean, if it's above the ground, it really doesn't qualify.
And it's gonna probably be the same thing on Bistro, unless Bistro can come up with something that does with water or sewer. We're not gonna do a build out for somebody and then turn around and not do a build out for, I mean, no, it doesn't qualify.
That's just not one of the categories of the subcategories.
I mean, you got the final, but I don't
I didn't
think,
see any, I mean, no bill.
I'd hold off on both of those personally. I don't see it. Yeah, I did say, I talked to Ron Mitchell a long time Friday night. You know, at Craneville, and I know that's a big project, but I asked him if he could complete the project for 2026. He said he didn't think it'd be a problem. He said they would take anything. I told him he didn't do it, he got to get his money back. So, I mean, I'm willing to do 300, but I'm not going to. They wanted to.
Craneville?
It's $2 million project.
We can't, I don't see how we can do too many.
No, and he wouldn't expect that.
I think
Let's talk to Ron.
we got time. We don't have to
Yeah, we have
have.
to do more.
And the reason why, let's see if maybe they've got a project.
I'm not sure.
Fits better,
Yeah,
the timeline.
I'm not sure all the areas you go in pocket trying to get the money.
I'm concerned about him actually getting everything done by the time the money has to be spent. What we don't want is a big chunk of money coming back to us, 6 months before we have to turn it all back in.
So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Pull one more up.
Child advocacy.
Shall I have, see, she's the one that's on the screen.
Yeah.
She wanted 52,000, I think, wasn't it? I didn't write her number down. I can't find where I wrote her number down.
I think 52 or 57. Let's say, where's mine?
Yeah, 52, 152.
And then she said you received some funds, full disclosure.
52, 152.
That's what I wrote.
And I was thinking that, put that number around 30, but
So just put down 52,000,
Okay, and
rounded, or 150,
50.
153, whatever.
50, 52, 50,
Well, she said,
Or
she said it knocked it down to really 30.
so okay. So how much?
30 was all she needed.
I have wrote down 52,
What-
52,152.
what number
Let me
you-
go grab the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's,
Okay, well, she's doing that.
she was very good and she was very honest about it.
New Burnside came in
Yeah.
and talked to us about their meter project.
Yep, I got 416, 4765, is that right?
No, that was their original one. This one here is for the meters that are in Williamson County, and it was 384. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Sure, they could do that.
So for the funds requested, it was 52,152. And then the total project is 158,545. But that's the total project. That's the child advocacy.
Did you write down the number?
So let's just do.
Full disclosure,
Okay.
she said,
I didn't write that down because it wasn't
I'd
going to
say
be
either 52.
close to.
Let's do 52.
Let's do 52. Child advocacy.
I got 12.
912.
I got 12. Yeah, I got Lake of Egypt.
Yeah.
Lake of Egypt, Pittsburgh, Johnson City, New Burnside, Heron, North Highway, Carterville, Casa, Spilltown. Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't do celebrations.
I got 11.
I don't think you said Spiller.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, well, I don't think you said it.
Did you say something?
262.
He said Spiller County.
Yeah,
262.
Right.
all right.
Okay, so that is a total of 2,144,500.
How much was
That
that?
shell out today.
2,144,500.
Okay, now we haven't done, county clerk, circuit clerk, public defender,
And jail.
in the jail.
That, to me,
The jail's.
give a big common sense that the 139,000 that is COVID related for, so you don't touch when they come in, that body scan could come out of its funds.
I agree.
Should not come out of anything else. But it's directly
It
related.
could come out, like I said, it could come out of capital improvement.
Yeah, but as you,
We haven't made the transfer on that
I had 138,000.
For what?
back into capital.
if you do body scanning, you have to
Well,
touch.
there's money, yeah, I mean, that transfer's been made from the general fund,
It has,
90%
I
so.
think I did it first thing this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
all right.
but
Yeah,
no-
last year we didn't do it.
Yeah.
And then also we need to write a check and realize that we hadn't done it, so this year we did it. It's
I'll double check, but I
Double
think
check.
that
I think we
did
got
it.
the money in there too, so either way, I don't care either way.
I'd rather use federal money than.
I would say, why use our money when you
What
can
if we
use
don't-
somebody else's?
absolutely.
That's
And I
fine.
can easily put that under the, like, public
Okay.
health and safety.
All right.
All right, so it's the
Go ahead.
jail,
Well, and
I got 139, what do you
I
got?
got 138. So
What do you got? I have
do we
139.
want them,
I may round it up.
we can have them refresh that quote.
Okay.
Let's have them refresh the quote. That way we get it all covered, whatever it might possibly be.
I'll put 138, 139, okay. Man, we walked up a page.
Okay, so the jail will be 130.
138 to 139. Yeah. And like I said, let's
I
have them
think I
refresh that
rounded
quote.
up.
Yeah, let's have them refresh the quote to make sure that we get them enough money for that.
Now,
All right.
on Amanda's election stuff, although it's our election stuff. Okay. The only thing is, and we're not gonna do it at your request, prior to this year's election. We're not gonna purchase it.
It wouldn't be in the November election, no, we wouldn't be able to get
So-
everything and be ready for that, is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, now my question to you is, do you think that the state will require new machines? I mean, don't they come out every so often requiring a new type
We've
of?
been waiting and they've not, I've not heard
Because
anything where
if
they're
they
gonna give us
do-
federal funds for that.
If they do, won't they more likely say we've got grants to help?
Back when we did that before, we were able to get grants, the federal government, but that was after the whole lunch card debacle. But we have not heard anything. I mean, that's what I've been waiting on, is
Yeah.
hoping that they would
Okay,
come with federal funds for that. They've had us fill out surveys saying why we need new equipment, but
Okay.
I've not heard anything on
well,
the
with that,
horizon that that's gonna happen.
that being said, I think maybe we should hold off, at least, set aside.
Let's
Money
set
for
aside that
But
600,000.
yeah, let's hold off before we appropriate money for that. Hopefully, we'll get more clarity from the state as time goes on. We got to the 24th. You know,
And you'll have to check with Ashley how that has to be paid, done a different way.
Well, you had mentioned that your counterparts had referenced the payment allowance deduction.
Yeah, Steve.
They were using that. That's
They've done that before.
That's that $10 million like freebie lost revenue. So we haven't done
We haven't
that
done that.
as of yet, so.
I figured we'd use that at the very end.
Right, and I'm just letting you know that's probably how it would have to be done if you did it.
okay,
I mean, the only other option would be possibly like the machine she's buying or touch screen or whatever that you could say that they're public health and safety to be able to mitigate or minimize like interpersonal contact. If they have the ability to do that, so I mean, that could be another.
what was the total on?
It was
584, 880. That's what you told me. the
Why
other
did I
day.
say that? Yeah, it's 584, 880.
I was like, maybe I didn't hear you.
Ooh, that was less than what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
And this kind, to me, this kind of falls in the
So I
same,
say maybe let's just
same
hold that
category
aside.
as the
We'll see as time goes
We'll
on.
use federal money to pay for those instead of our local.
Right.
Sorry, Amanda, we're gonna push you down the road.
Sorry.
That's okay.
She'll come back and still say, well, it's your guys' stuff.
Oh, yeah, we gotta pay it one way or another out of the general fund.
Um,
Trouble.
so then the next one is, circuit clerk.
Circuit clerk.
That's one that's got me gagging. I get it. I understand it, but
I'll be honest with you. I
they
think
make
he'd
a
be
lot of
happy-
money over there.
I think he'd be happy with anything. I think.
Yeah, he said
he'd
that.
give that, maybe even half of what he had. 500.
Yeah.
Would be what my recommendation.
I'd had $1.5 billion is what he'd asked, and I wrote down 750.
They're always very, very, very flush with money. I have a tough time paying. I could probably choke down 500.
But, you know, once again, if this has to be
But it
done,
has, everybody said, you remember what he said? I said, he goes, every other county.
every other county. Right,
Honestly,
Scan.
so if it's $1.5 million, okay, but it's, what do you think about 750?
yeah, I'm 750 or 500, either way is good.
Let's just make it
Ah.
simple.
I kind of look at this like the body scanner
Yeah.
and her election machines. If we can use these federal funds for that, we should.
Because of Amanda, of course, Amanda, I
Do
would,
you think they can
I would
use for that one?
I don't know.
We need to, we need to verify that.
I got my doubts on that whole deal, but can you look into that and see? I mean, I know what they're doing, and it makes sense.
I mean, the other part is
The,
like,
the idea
there's a
is,
whole lot of money
That's a
is,
whole lot of
that
money.
flows in annually.
is that,
I'm not trying to cut anybody's legs out. At
No.
the same time, there's,
but the idea as it was presented was to prevent people from having to come in and everything is off to help mitigate the possibility of spreading COVID.
I thought on that one too, you were looking at, can it be reimbursed? Because didn't you already pay it out?
Some of
And
them,
you wanted to know about reimbursing the funds.
I don't know if that's an option.
Okay, well, how about
That was
this?
some of
that
it.
was, yeah,
But as far as doing
Because-
that's exactly what you guys did
Right.
for your commissioner records, you know,
Uh-huh.
like,
paid for those.
Yeah.
I've done my part in
So-
reporting. You
So
guys
how
did the
about,
reporting.
But
How
you haven't got a bill for it.
Right, they're not finished.
Yeah, see, that's the only, and that's the other side, it's like, you know, the goal of all of this is like, the checks are being written directly to like vendors or water districts and that, of work either that has just been performed or to be performed. This is reimbursing funds that have already been expended and paid out, and you're literally just giving it to like 8 departments. That's even like the, I don't know if we've done that yet, but like that bill for the increase in the nursing expenses for the jail, they're writing up a request for that additional money that has to be paid because the letter literally relates it to COVID. That, you know, that money is to, you know, could be used from part to pay for that. But that, I don't know if we've actually paid it, that may be a reimbursement, like going to contingency. But that would be the only, thing.
why don't we,
We need to research.
Okay. I'll say this, I'm good for 750, and as what he claims, we'll see if it qualifies for that, and if not, it can't be utilized for that. I mean, the money's not be issued. Anyway, it's just gonna sit in the account, and so, you know what I'm saying, so.
I appreciate circuit clerk picking up salaries and this and that. They've got a ton of money comes through there. I would be willing to go 500 if it qualifies, but I can't. I'm not sure I could go some stomach to
that's 850.
to me, but we still got a lot of people that's gonna need money, and he's got,
What do you think, Dave?
what's in those accounts?
I don't have that in front of me. I couldn't tell you. I mean, one of them's been spent down. The stock storage has been
I'd like to talk to
spent down
him.
significantly.
I
can
We can bring it back
And
in.
we said, he may bring it back.
Yeah.
I can print out
Let's
GLs
bring
for
it
you
back
to
in.
to
But
review.
what triggered me actually is, where does it qualify?
All right, let's bring it back.
Well, what he
And
said was,
Amanda, question
He
to
was
you.
digitizing it to reduce foot traffic in his office.
That's what it is.
I didn't hear you say the right words either. Where do the machines got to do with COVID?
Well, I think some of the other counties, I was checking with other counties how they were getting it paid, and they were doing it through, what is it you said?
The
that-
standard allowance.
The standard allowance.
Which is the $10 million.
Is that a standard allowance that you call it?
Yeah, I mean, it's the $10 million. So there's a section that you can elect that you don't have to prove lost revenue, but a county can take up to $10 million to put into its coffers.
That's what Rep.
And then it becomes basically a loose interpretation of all the things involved. So, I mean,
Do you think we'll be okay not get slapped on that one?
well, I mean, that's kind
I
of.
mean, we gotta pay it regardless of what I'm getting at, but I wanna make sure that we do it.
Right,
the
I'm
right
not
way.
for sure it
I
can
guess,
be,
I
that's
guess
why.
the question would be, to me, that's your, whatever, that's a scapegoat to get out of jail free card or whatever else you want to use. But then, that's when you hear counties buying bulldozers and all kinds of stuff because they're using standard allowance deduction. Or they're using the standard allowance deduction and building intersections and all that other stuff. So I guess the question would be, talk to the auditor about it, and whatever the three of you, do you want to try to abide by the final rules that have been given out
Yes.
and those
Yes.
categories?
Without.
Or do you just want to have free reign to say,
No,
we need it, we'll do it?
No.
So,
no way.
No.
No, we talk with feds, no way.
but I mean, in
But you can look
Amanda's case-
into it, it's not a matter of life or death right now.
In Amanda's case, like I mentioned, you could technically say if the machines have like touchless capabilities or something that they can send stuff where you don't have to have contact, you could probably classify that under, public health and safety because you're keeping the either the distance extended between parties so you're not.
How is that any different than what they're doing today? The machines are almost identical.
I don't know.
I mean, unless I'm missing something.
Well-
I want to do it the right way. but-
Right, and I don't know, even if you say that, I don't know if it would be covered by that. I haven't heard of any other county being covered under that, other than the student.
I mean, the folks that have come through here, I've been trying to walk them into saying COVID and, then finally they say, oh, that was good for COVID, And they came in, I'm not sure that and the cert card qualify, but actually, I'll lay that, that's what you get paid the big bucks for. We leave that to you.
All right, well, let's call in, Justin
Just
again.
bring Justin back in.
Okay, so moving on, we have the public defender. That was 90.
Yes, we agreed on that.
90.
Uh, we've already taken care of the state's attorney.
Yeah.
That's Ted's contract.
So that gets us up to what? How much we got in it? 6.4?
6.4, like 8, 9 million per tranche. So I'd go with 6.4. That's a number.
That gives, without putting in the circuit clerks, we're at 2,958,380,000. So right at just under 3 million,
Just under 3? That's not
just
bad.
under 3. And so we still got circuit clerk. So I'm looking at ones that we can.
And we're gonna have probably more, maybe, have more, maybe not.
Okay, now, I do know, and I told Travis to come in here because I know Travis is one that he had an application. We looked at in the first round, we looked at it, He said,
He wants a
he wants a
generator.
generator. We're saying, how does that apply to ARPA? So, I mean, and COVID.
I can tell you another county I talked to, the generator did not qualify.
So I just told him, I said,
But it
listen,
could
if you wanna,
qualify if we do the, what did you call
Standard.
it?
Standard allowance.
See, that's what Rhett was talking about at the beginning, about doing, he's about the 10 million, making a transfer,
Right.
but,
So if we're gonna do it, that's the way I see it can be done. So if we did a standard allowance.
Jim, wasn't it, a couple years ago, wasn't it? Put a generator here.
PVC.
Yeah, on the back building.
Kelly was wanting to
Oh,
put
Kelly.
one on.
Yeah, we need, I mean,
You and Kelly.
that wouldn't qualify here, but I mean,
No.
somebody brought it up, that's a good idea, but it wouldn't qualify here.
And it would take a humongous generator,
Oh, I know what we decided, we could rent one from Heartland or,
but it was a disaster because it was still gonna cost $40,000 just for the
Yeah.
port. And then in a disaster where you don't have, power, it's gonna take a week or so to get that thing here,
I remember it now.
if they can locate one.
I called Heartland, and after that, and they said they would reserve us one. If there's, so we will get one.
But it would still cost $40,000 to have a port put in
And put
here.
a pad and,
And honestly, I'll just be honest with you guys, if we lost power, I mean,
go on.
well, I mean, people aren't gonna, I'm talking like in a disaster like a May. I don't think paying their tax bills are what's on people's mind in May storm,
What? Tax bill?
So, treasurer probably give, grace period. So, but
Usually
anyway,
just on the due dates.
The due date is a due date.
but I think the unit itself, if you purchased one, it was gonna be over about $750,000.
It was way up there.
For this.
Give me a minute.
Okay, so,
Well, that's a pretty good little knockout. I mean, that's,
They took care of a lot of business.
and I'm really surprised the numbers. What would you say, two, what?
Just under.
just under three by about 50,000.
So we got 3.4 to go.
And if
We
we,
don't have to spend it all
if we-
at once.
if we did, and I'm saying, I'm just picking a number. We did 750 for circuit clerk, that'd take us to 3,708,000. If we did that. So. Anyway, if not, it'd be 35.
That included the 584 for the amendment.
Yes, yes.
Your number did?
It did include the 584.
That's even better.
Actually, it'd be for us.
For the taxpayers.
Does that include motorcycles?
Save our taxpayers.
Yeah, I think with the
You're
voting.
gonna get that one of these days.
Heck with the voting.
I just wanna see what your helmet's gonna look like. So,
Okay. So, I'm looking at the list that I had for everybody. You guys have anything else?
nobody's called on that.
And I'm looking at what we covered.
Let's ask Cassie about that.
I do have a couple that have question marks because they didn't really put in what they were asking for. One, Coal Valley. Now, it was a building.
They wanted a building that they could put their equipment in.
Yeah.
And I don't think that fits.
I don't think those either.
No, I don't think
so
that fits.
So,
And they had just accepted a contract for running several miles of waterway, a $2 million contract. So I don't know that
Okay.
they've got another project ready.
there's one other that we didn't talk about, the city of Marion. They put one in for requesting 817,330. I have a little difficulty with that, not because of Marion or anything, but they got ARPA money themselves. So they could.
We did fund Heron.
Oh, so the hearing.
The Heron get some,
Heron.
okay, well, I mean, so if we want to give some to Marion, that's fine too.
We gave it to Johnson City.
Yeah,
We
so,
gave it to
I
Cardinal.
mean, I can get that. If you want to know the amounts of each one we got, there's a table
There was a table there. They got a few $1 million.
I think they got 3 million.
3.4
Well, yeah,
is
it's
what's
almost like 2.
Yeah.
How much did Harris get?
2.7, I think.
I don't know.
Okay.
I can
So-
look
But you know what, the one thing we're not doing, I mean, which I'm proud of, a lot of these counties are shoring up labor contracts, and they're doing stuff just for their city only and not helping anybody else. We're not.
We have
We're
sprinkled
reaching.
this all over the county.
We're spreading it out.
There's a couple places that we haven't helped. We haven't done anything in Hurst Bush except for the Blairsville sewer and water tower.
They didn't have to, did they?
Didn't ask for anything. We haven't
Well-
done anything in Cambria. Cambria didn't ask for anything
No.
I know there's another one coming
from,
from the Saline River Farms.
okay.
Well, now, I saw Brent Friday night, he said they're withdrawing.
They're withdrawing that one because they're getting a
They're
grant.
getting a
They're
federal
getting-
grant.
they're getting federal money.
But there's another water project for a water tower there along, or storage tank of some sort that, and I told Brent to go ahead and fill out another app, send it in.
If they
So
want to build, I would be interested in doing another.
but that would also fall under economic development.
Yeah.
Once again.
We can't have enough storage capacity in this
Right.
county.
So, anyway, okay, City of Marion. You want to help out City of Marion? It's a sewer project. Give him another,
We can ask them to come
300.
in and talk to them,
have him come in, yeah, I would say, we haven't asked him
because we
to
have,
come in yet, yeah.
we haven't
I don't want
interviewed
to jump the
them.
gun here,
We don't know what kind of funds they have, if they can
And-
finish a project.
or if they still even have this project, they may complete the project.
Yeah.
So, all right, we can call them in, see.
Right, that's fine. So who have we, where have we left off? Where have we left out?
Well, I want to ask guys for you, because two of the nicest people you ever met came in there today for the bistro. The young couple that started out with $5,000. They turned in and been a really nice establishment. And they're coming down here, but the way I get it is, guys, I don't know if I even heard it right. Are they, I'm not gonna mention names, but are they renting it from this person? Or is he fixing up for them to buy?
So if I remember what they
$2 million
said,
plus deal.
if I remember what they said, they own the building now. And they're coming into a rental situation, which they hope to turn it into a body situation.
See, so I pressed them, we all pressed them, about what is it for? They said, well, they have a leaking basement, but that's up to the builder, that's not a problem. I said, is there any infrastructure, water or sewer? And they never really could answer that. It's more of a build up.
I took it for startup money for
I did too.
taking it because they're gonna have a white box essentially.
That's right,
And they have to take it from a white box to a restaurant.
that's right. And I got that back there from the one that didn't work. It's gonna be a white box.
Yeah.
So I don't see what they would. I hate it.
Well, it's
but-
economic development, I think is what that would fall under, you know, you're trying to help.
Where do you
them out.
draw the line? I mean,
I have to research that. I mean, that's not an area that we've been focused on, so that's not one I've even looked at. I've only looked at, nonprofits and infrastructure.
I think that'd be the only thing
Well,
that would
That's,
fall under
that's all I,
economic
that's all
development.
I've looked at.
I think
haven't looked at
this-
Economic development for replacement, loss of replacement income.
I think the sewer line and the headworks at Krill Springs, that 2.3 million I think we would have had to put that under economic development.
Yeah.
Over there, because there's 400 jobs coming in.
Well, it could go either way.
And but I think that was a dedicated line going out to that.
I think there's enough juice behind that they're probably gonna get quite a bit of federal funds.
From what I understand, they've got all the federal funds coming for that headworks and for the changes needed for the lagoon out there. And the line going to the facility.
I mean, for Seasonings Bistro, I mean, with just me personally, I'd throw them a bone. I'd do $100,000 for economic development.
And I don't mind doing that if you come up with something.
If we
If
can
we-
get it squarely within the guidelines.
That's fair.
Because you do economic development, my goodness, I can go all over Oaks County.
I know the city gave the city gave them a little bit of money. Also,
Okay, you want to look at some of these that we haven't helped. Okay, early on, some of these are pretty small amounts. Tatum's daycare, they were only asking 7,500, and I forgot what that was.
well, it was for a parking.
For parking lot.
But what part of the parking lot?
I don't-
Paving we can't do.
We can't do paving. I think it was to put rock down.
Okay. I got Blairsville for roundabout. No, we ruled that out a long time ago. Centerstone, 211,000 for, I did have to look at their.
They got,
called it.
they got a big chunk of PPP money too.
The thing with Centerstone though is if they were to get it, I want that money staying in Weeks County.
Yeah, let's put it out.
And yeah, and they service a lot of states. You never know when that one's going. The Voyage Senior Living, that was a 1.2 million.
Yeah, they were asking for money from employees. Premium type.
Really?
Visit SI, they were wanting $9,000 for signs, big billboards and
Yeah,
stuff.
for like tourists.
Yeah, and I believe that does qualify on
Yeah, there's a tourism thing.
tourism down there. So that's only $9,000. Could do that, get that one.
If they still need
You
it.
think that, well, that's okay.
I think. I mean, I guess what I could do, if you guys,
Aren't you on that board?
yeah, I don't know if those have been done. Maybe they've done. Well, I'm sure there's other things they can ask. They can promote the tourism for that amount of money. I mean, if you want to put together a list or give me the applications, and I can try to research them, and see what they might fall under. Because I mean, like I mentioned, I mean, I've been focused on water storage,
Well, that's
distribution, and all that other stuff that you guys, the
We've
premium
always
pay that
had,
we've had for that. So that's all I've been, I mean, that's all I've been like researching. I haven't done anything else, and all the stuff and all the reports have all been based on those areas. So I would just need to,
we've all said, touch as many lives as we can touch, and that's
Okay.
the way to touch them.
Well, then, why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and make our list of people to call in? Right now, we pretty much agree on the first group that we listed here. What is that, 11?
PD in there, so it'd be 1, 2,
12. We did
okay.
12, but we don't know about Greenville. So,
Actually, I got 13. Did you put the PD in there? 90,000?
well, I mean, yeah, I've got, this was like water and cities. So then jail, county clerk, circuit clerk, public
I'm about ready to get your quote on the
defender.
jail.
16.
Yeah, let's get that call.
Todd's asking the guy right now. He said that was back in February. He's gonna make sure he holds.
Yeah, let's make sure he holds that call.
All right then, so I would say let's call in, make a list of those we're gonna call in. Number one, be Mary.
Yeah. Greenville.
Yeah, I want to hear a little more.
I want to hear what Ron has to say.
Might be able to buy some sleeves for the shirts. The only guy I know is wearing a suit with no sleeves.
Yeah, he said it gets hot. All right.
Okay, we've also had, because we didn't have an amount, I don't think, from Cutiva.
All that, all that.
That was because part of this can be used for broadband infrastructure.
We're gonna be
But
really careful with this.
Cutiva and all these others, there's all kinds of broadband help coming from the federal government.
I was just going to
It's all
say,
federal
Tim,
money.
Tim said, you're be careful because there's other ones out there too.
It's-
Where's the
There's
end?
state and the federal,
There is,
and
and,
there's
and,
more coming, I believe.
Frontier just started a new big push for this too.
yeah, and these companies are making an absolute killing.
Uh,
So if they can show us where it would lower the price of people getting their service, then we can talk.
Supervisor of assessment, I've got question marks.
I thought that's already taken care of. Did he back out or something? Oh, no, I was. Pay, central pay is done.
Yeah, we did that, yeah.
I think that's it. So just call in Mary Greenville, circuit clerk. Who else? Anyone else?
He's gonna find out about the 9,000 visitors,
Yeah. What is, Blue Gem Realty?
they were rehabbing some units over in Carterville. Some
I'll take one.
apartments, right, I don't think I think that's what we did talk to him.
Is that the guy that?
I think so, yeah.
I don't say buggy.
Were we gonna,
He gets call questions.
I said, did somebody talk to this Tatum daycare to find out exactly what it was? Find out. I'd say the magical word to get it.
Yeah, a rock parking lot is what sticks in my mind. Like gravel for parking lot. That would,
Or Pike County. Pike County wanted $1,060,000. I have no idea what that was for. If you want to have them come in. Just.
we can read through their, I'll be able to read through their application, and I know
Application.
premium pay sticks in my mind.
Okay.
About that, but I'm not sure.
EMA. EMA had $43,000.
That was premium pay.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I got premium pay.
we're gonna focus
In the
on
highway department. Okay.
I do know that if we're looking to spend bigger, I think Karen has 2 water towers
Okay.
they're trying to build.
All right, so Todd Hunter says that 138, magic number, that gives 2-year warranty included in that. On the 3rd year, they could do another year, $10,000, if we get that point, I can include it in my budget.
So we want to give him 148.
138.
138, and that's 2 years of maintenance. The 3rd year he can get in his budget. Okay.
Okay, I just tell them, go ahead.
You can get it going. Yeah, you can get the money whenever.
You good with that?
Absolutely, yes.
Just
It's
tell them, go
just
ahead.
fine.
You got the green light, but I'll come in and sign it. Sign the contract. Okay, so I got call in Marion, Craneville, Circuit Clerk, and visit SI. Anyone else? We've done, Carterville, Colt, Freeman Spur. We helped out. I got, originally it was Judge Green, Sheriff's Department. Part of that was protective equipment. Part of that was for the jail right there. White Ash, Blairsville Roundabout, and Blairsville Water Tower, Karen, Pittsburgh. Got Blairsville.
Blairsville had a sewer project we did not do.
Or 605,000. Is that
Yeah,
it?
605.
We've loaded that up pretty good.
What's that?
We've given quite a bit over there.
We have, yeah, I mean, we haven't done a whole lot on this.
Lakeside. Take care of Lakeside.
Oh, do you have any, myself?
Well-
Egypt.
You know, we had, like I said, we had the building request for Coal Valley. We had 2.3 for Crystal Springs, and neither one of those are.
Does anybody know anybody on the Cobalt where they find it exactly?
Yeah. Yeah, I talked to him.
I mean, I was told building for tractors and stuff like that, but I don't know that, where will that fit in?
It doesn't. I don't think it does fit it.
the structure.
Well, see, then I asked them if they had any other projects, that's when they told me that they just accepted contract bids for the water line they had under construction.
Let me ask this, we're talking buildings and stuff like that, I get it on that. But I see a need, and we talked about this at one point, out there on the property that we have, getting a structure out there that would house pretty much a universal type of housing or building. An animal control, storage that would be part climate controlled, part where EMA can put their trucks and Ben can bring in his big, we call it the MRAP. Just, storage, because right now, aren't you got it over there?
Yeah,
But if we, it's centrally located,
But I don't know where.
a building kind of like,
We talk like a U shape or, and they have this inside this, but I don't know where that would fall in under this.
well, I don't know.
Use this money for that.
Huh?
Yeah, we'd have to do it.
Capital improvement.
Yeah, well, standard allowance. Thank you.
So
She's
anyway,
reading my mind.
just a thought, an idea, we really could
At
use
some
a
point, we're
central
gonna have to do it because.
and get rid, because they're gonna get rid of that bunny bread building at some time.
You know,
possibly
what
make
my
that-
fear is the animal control, again, for dollars, of course. If they say they want to take it away and they need to expand, then what?
That's true. And I tried calling that guy one time when Terry was here, the owner, to see if we could make a little improvement on that place. Well, in order to get in touch with those people, you had to contact people down in Florida and everything. They had no idea what they have because they're so diverse, so huge.
They can only put like, I think, 35 dogs.
Terry and I went and visited the animal
it's not
control
very
facility in Franklin County. It was nice. It was very nice. It's kind of set up like the Bourne, where you could drive in, close the door. If an animal got out, it's not getting out of the building. It's just within this one little confined area. Drive in, they unload the animal. All the pins could be cleaned out with the stuff being hosed into a trough and out to a sewer or whatever. It was heated with like heating elements that go like these lights, gas heating.
Infrared.
Yeah, and it was nice. It wasn't really super fancy, but it was very nice, very functional. And it was good for the animals and everything. It made it, 'cause right now, their office is just, you've been out there. It's a mess. Yeah, it's just a mess.
I'm all for that. And then I was thinking that it's like, we have probably take around 200,000 on that. 200,000 ring.
Well, how much did we
I
pay
don't
for the
know
morgue?
that that'd cover it now.
I don't think it covered.
No, I'd say we're looking.
Well,
Probably
The morgue,
close
I
to
thought,
paid for it, but I think it's 200,000.
I thought it was like 250 or 275.
And he paid it through his son.
Wow. But anyway, by the time you add, climate controlled storage and non-climate controlled storage, non-climate control would be like for vehicles, like at the highway department, how they got those trucks in those bays. Those are just insulated, but they're not really heated, I don't
We
think.
had a sketch one time, like one end was higher, put in
Yeah.
bigger trucks, and then it come down.
Just to keep it things out of the elements, like the EMA trailers and stuff like
Your
that.
storage would have a lock on it, it's just your storage, and then it'd be.
And we can make some area that's climate controlled for all the electronic stuff. And I think that'd be a great thing in the highway department. There's road out there right now, it's just grown over. And we have 2 access points to get to it. We got 20 some odd acres out there, 21 acres.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a great project, centrally located. EMA could go anywhere and animal control could go anywhere in the county because from a central location. I think it'd be great. But I don't know if that would qualify on this or not. Building like that, I would think maybe run anywhere from 500 to 750,000.
I would
don't
think,
know.
yeah, they would be spending $500,000.
Yeah. So,
You start talking about climate control.
Yeah.
And you're talking 15,000 square foot.
Put
building.
that on your list, Ashley.
good. So. Anyway, All right, so we got our call-in group, set a time to have them come in. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Next Wednesday, 3rd?
That's an ARPA meeting day, so
Stephanie, you think you could give them a call?
Start them at 10, but every 30.
30.
We only have 1,
20,
2, 3,
30
4. We
minutes.
only have 4 so far, so.
Last time you guys went 15, that was almost 2 months.
We had too much at 30, didn't we? Every 20 minutes.
15 worked.
Every 20 minutes? 20?
I'd say 20 is fine.
40 is,
They just come in and talk and they're out, so.
So we can have everything done by noon.
See what you come up with. 3rd, right?
third,
It's fine.
So for these other ones, am I supposed to go ahead and send out a grant agreement for them?
I would say go ahead. Well, let's just make sure. Okay, we all agree on Lake of Egypt. 100. And Johnson City, 300.
Yep.
Pittsburgh, 300. Casa, 57.5. You want to do 57.5 or just bump round it up to 58? What do you think? I mean, the request is 57.
58 's fine.
that's fine. Whatever you want to do. That's fine.
Let's just round it.
Round it up, 58.
Parent, 162.2. Buildertown, 262. North 37 Highway, 235.8. 300 for Carterville. House of Hope, 75. Child Advocacy, 52. Is that correct? Okay. Greenville, we're gonna talk to New Burnside, 300. Jail, 138. We're holding off on county clerk right now, circuit clerk, public defender, 90. That's all I have. Is that it?
So
Okay.
you guys said New Burnside 300?
Yes, I've got a list here. I'll go over it with you before giving them a call. And then call in Marion, Craneville, circuit clerk, visit SI. So who would come in for visit SI actually?
Ashley's building.
Ashley spelled.
You said total came to, bumped up to 58 to be. Three,
2 million, let's see, that would have been 2,144,45,000. And then you add,
Jail,
yeah,
state's attorney, county clerk. Just under 3.
just under 3, I think it was. Yeah, 2,957,880. Just under 3. Okay. All right, then, like I said, call in Marion, Craneville, Circuit Court to visit us.
what was your total, 2,373?
That's the total for everything. Not including circuit court. That does include the county clerks.
Oh, okay. I threw her out, I didn't have her in. Okay, that's wrong.
All right. That being said, is there any other business we need to take care of?
I have 3 other things.
Okay.
First one is I guess, the formal approval of the bill for Theodore Hampson through the state's attorney's $90,000 grant you gave him. It was already paid because we didn't realize.
Is this a 2-week pay, or how you doing this? Monthly or?
This is a bill that started on 6/6 to 6/30, so it'll be for the month of June. It was
Monthly.
80.5 hours at $85 an hour, $6,842.50. So that one needs to be signed by each one of you. I guess one was approved.
We need to vote on this individually. I make an official vote.
That'd be a question for probably wouldn't hurt.
You can't,
But
you
also-
can never go wrong by voting on
Can't go
something,
wrong.
but you can't come back and vote
Okay.
later.
Or we need a motion to approve that claim for.
Make a motion to approve the claim for Ted Hampson using ARPA funds for $6,842.50.
Seconded.
Jim Marlowe,
Okay.
Brent Gentry, Tim Atkinson.
You see that?
Next one's the Fergus Water District. That I'd already presented it to you guys, but again, getting the procedure and the set properly. I've got the claim put together. That's for $71,023.37. That's your signature. And Jim, you got to sign another 3 forms for mine as well.
Make that motion.
I didn't see that. I was reading something else. Okay. Make a motion to approve Fergus Water District Department payout for $71,023.37.
Jim Marlowe, Brent Gentry,
Yeah.
Tim Atkinson.
Well, sign it upside down.
And then this is the report. It's going to be submitted as soon as you approve it. That, I guess, so there is no easy format to print this out. I literally have to print each screen for this. As this gets bigger, I don't know how big this is going to be. And the other problem is I realize now with anybody that's listed in here, either personally or a business, has their tax ID numbers listed, so I've redacted them. But I don't know if you want me to continue to provide this to you. I mean, I will in whatever format, but it's going to become very cumbersome, especially when you start to add 11 projects, and some of these are going to be one single payment job that's going to come through. I mean, this could end up being 20 or 30 pages long to present to you guys. I mean, if that's what you would like to continue to do, that's what I'll do. I mean, the main thing I guess to focus on would be the total number of obligations right now. And I only put projects on that are in process. Because the other part is if you put in there and you put the obligated amount, total expenditures, it's hard to get them to balance or to accept it. So this totals $3,098,808.17, which includes Lakeside, Blairsville, the claims reimbursement for the administrative amount that you had given an allotment to, and then the first premium payout because the second one wasn't done until July 1st. So those are the total amounts. So it shows total expenditures of $324,147.57. Those are all listed through. And then at the very last page, the next to last page, the main thing to focus on is this project overview status completes for obligation status for expenditure status are all four. So that means that everything is done and matches, and they've all got green checks for us to be able to turn.
Who's doing this? Are you doing this?
Rachel and I. If I probably had to do it over again, I probably would have told you.
Jump Lake.
Well, I was just getting asked, this looks like this is quite a bit of work.
It is. It's a whole,
Do we want to reimburse that out of these ARPA funds?
well, I don't know. I don't know how you want to. I mean, I don't think I can be reimbursed.
No, no.
I mean, Rachel has her time. I mean, I guess we could try to figure out if there's a way to do that.
I think.
Or my other,
I don't want you all to suffer because this is a lot of work. And we've got 24 months of this.
I mean, or the other option, I mean, I don't know if that's even allowed. If she's going over above, it would be to request some kind of premium.
I think
I
it's better.
don't know they want to
I
get to
think that'd
that.
be a sticky.
Yeah, I don't begin into that. If you need to hire somebody else, then we can talk about
I
that.
mean, I don't know if I do or not. It's kind of a.
Well, I think. we could
Learn as you
probably-
Learn as you go. Yeah.
Okay.
But she is keeping, I mean, she has been keeping her time as far as like what she's allotted, to do. I mean, she probably put at least, say, 3 or 4 hours of work. Just in that, initial start. And it'll get bigger.
Well, let's revisit
Because
this.
she's done all the, I mean, she's put together, we have individual files for every single project you've approved, every single thing, she's put all that together and has done all that. So I mean, I'm saying 3 to 4 hours in just this report, but. I
Just
mean,
that report
Yeah,
itself.
if you add the other stuff that she's done, it's been, there's the teams, easily, hours.
I have a question for you. I'm sorry, on the 1099 attorney, how many hours is that?
80.5.
80.5. Isn't there a threshold that they can't, it's gotta be 100,000, right?
100,000.
100,000, okay. So you keep track of all that to make sure it doesn't get over that 999.
Well, I mean, the state's attorney is supposed to be keeping track of that, because I mean.
Like I said, are you
We're
right?
after the facts.
Like I said, are you keep
So,
track of
I
it?
mean, I will speak to her
So
about.
80.5 hours.
Yeah, so I mean, and if you're only talking, 6 months or a year, I mean, even if you put 80 hours times 12,
Times,
I
yeah.
mean, you're at 960, you're still under that. That's assuming, that's the full amount. I mean, as the backlog gets pulled down, I think Judge Green originally proposed it so that you guys 3 to 6 months top, so
All right.
I don't think you'll be
No,
close
I
to
don't think so.
that kind of.
Hey, Rick, you talk or just listen? Microphone on. I want to see if he's in the camper. Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Are you in the camper?
No, I'm in the office,
Oh, wait.
not my office. I'm in my home
Oh.
office.
So you're going to give it to the rest of the family then?
Wife had it a couple weeks ago, so I'm good as far as that. Apparently, another one of the attorneys bit the dust today as well. That makes 3 of us in the office.
Well, we were going to come by, all 3 of us would come over and wait in the camper if you're in the camper.
Yeah. No, I got the office today.
Yeah, I'll hook up to it and take you for a ride.
Yeah, that'd be good.
How you feel?
I feel fine. I'm just more annoyed than anything.
Yeah, that's just one. There were 4 copies of that. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I guess I need you guys to.
You need us to approve
the
this.
submission, or we need to submit the report as presented.
I'll make a motion that we accept the report as presented to us.
Second.
Joe Marlowe.
Okay.
Kurt Gentry.
Okay.
Tim Atkinson.
Yes.
Okay.
Rick, you've probably been bored and been listening. You got anything to say to us?
Well, the YouTube video is a little bit blurrier than the Zoom video. I will say that. But, no,
Uh-huh. So you're good?
I'm good.
All right, man.
All right. All right, then we need a motion to adjourn. When we're done for today, don't come back.
No coming back. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Joe Marlowe.
Yes.
Kurt Gentry.
Okay.
Tim Atkinson.
Okay.
More.